This video is sponsored by Oppo. Yo Brollies, what's up? In today's video, I'm sharing with you a quick rundown of the key features and specifications of the Oppo A77s and give you 6 reasons why you should consider it. The Oppo A77s is priced at around 13,999 Philippine pesos, powered by a Snapdragon 680 processor with an Adreno 610 GPU, 8GB of RAM, and 128GB of internal storage. It also features a 6.56-inch IPS LCD display with up to 90Hz refresh rate, dual stereo speakers, and a substantial 5,000 mAh of battery with 33 watts Super VOOC fast charging support. It has a 50-megapixel main camera and an 8-megapixel selfie camera and features a relatively lightweight ColorOS 12.1 user interface based on Android 12, all inside a minimalist yet stylish design and form factor. With that out of the way, let's get into it. Now, before I give you the 6 reasons why you should consider this, let me share with you a quick unboxing experience. The packaging is very simple, just a blue and black box with some branding around and its key features at the back. Inside the box, we have another small accessory box, the Oppo A77s smartphone itself, the 33-watt Super VOOC power brick, and a USB Type-A to Type-C charging cable. Inside the small accessory box, we have a SIM ejector pin, a couple of paperwork, and a pretty unique two-tone jelly case. At first look and touch, the first thing that strikes me the most is the relatively slim and lightweight form factor, which is just under 8mm thick and around 187 grams. In front, we have the 6.56-inch IPS LCD display with relatively slim bezels around it with just a tad thicker bottom bezel. We also have here the 8-megapixel selfie camera in a dewdrop cutout and the earpiece that also doubles as a secondary speaker, well hidden here up top. And like with most modern smartphones, the display has a pre-applied screen protector, which is nice. Flipping it on its side, we have the individual volume buttons and a SIM card tray that supports dual nano SIM cards and a micro SD card slot. On the other side, we have the power button that also functions as a fingerprint reader. On the top side, we don't have anything here, but again, you can take another look at the slim form factor. And then looking at the bottom side, we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, the primary microphone, the USB Type-C port, and the stereo speaker. Finally, turning it all over at the backside, you'll see the first reason why you should consider the Oppo A77s, which is the quite minimal design language featuring a wear and scratch resistant surface with the signature Oppo Glow design for the Starry Black variant. I really like the simple yet stylish design that veers away from the typical glossy and fingerprint magnet finish. The front is made out of glass, well of course, with a plastic frame and plastic back. Also here at the back, we have the dual camera setup featuring a 50-megapixel wide-angle lens, a 2-megapixel depth sensor, and a small flash in a contrasting glossy camera bump. Now, the second reason why you should consider the Oppo A77s is the highly capable hardware inside considering its price, featuring a Qualcomm Snapdragon 680. Now, being stylish doesn't necessarily have to compromise performance. We can enjoy the best of both worlds with the Oppo A77s featuring a highly capable and efficient Qualcomm Snapdragon 680 SoC. This is one of the better options, especially at this budget price range, and comparing the performance of the Oppo A77s to its predecessor, the score is more than doubled. So rest assured that it will be capable enough for most day-to-day tasks, productivity, light gaming, and media consumption. Now, here are the results of some of the benchmarks that I ran with the Oppo A77s, so you can have a baseline and possibly compare it either to your target smartphone or the current one you're using. And in terms of gaming performance, honestly, I'm quite surprised. Especially the fact that ahead of time, I conditioned myself that I should set my expectations a bit less given its specifications. However, I quickly found out that if you set your expectations right when it comes to the ideal settings, most games can be played decently using the Oppo A77s. Also, the Oppo A77s has a sort of gaming assistant wherein you will see some performance enhancement settings, system stats, and tools to keep you stay focused. Things like temperature, battery life, performance modes, and even overlay stats are all included in this easy-to-access assistant that you can toggle by simply swiping from the upper left corner of the screen. Pretty nifty. In Call of Duty Mobile, I prioritize high frame rate rather than image quality, so I chose low graphics and high frame rate settings. And honestly, even at low settings, the image quality is not bad at all. And with this combination, I can easily get around 60 FPS with decent GPU and CPU load. Now, in Mobile Legends, even at balls to the walls ultra settings, it was able to push 60 FPS in a stable manner with decent GPU and CPU load and some headroom to play around with. In League of Legends Wild Rift, again I chose performance over quality, so the Oppo A77s was able to handle it with ease even during clashes in ultimates at around 60 FPS as well. I also tried Pokemon Unite, and this time I tried setting everything to the max. Even with that, the Oppo A77s was able to provide enough power to push 60 FPS in this game with good graphics quality, which is pretty awesome. However, when it comes to graphics intensive games like Asphalt 9, I really had to dial down the settings to even get a respectable 30 FPS. Same with Genshin Impact, which is notorious to cripple down even some flagship phones. As expected, anything above low graphics and 30 FPS settings will result in stutters and frame drops. But with low graphics settings and 30 FPS, for the most part, I was able to get 30 FPS with playable image quality, albeit with a noticeable high load on both GPU and CPU. Of course, other lightweight and casual games like Subway Surfer and Zombie Tsunami can be played with ease using the Oppo A77s. Now, the third reason why you should consider the Oppo A77s is the expandable RAM feature. With normal day-to-day tasks, reliability and ease of use should be the utmost priority when it comes to choosing the right smartphone. And with an expandable RAM feature, taking advantage of the available internal storage, the Oppo A77s offers the confidence that you'll have the necessary memory you need for opening multiple apps at the same time. Out of the box, the Oppo A77s guarantees up to 8 extra apps to run at the same time, and with the help of the RAM expansion feature of up to additional 8GB, it can ideally extend it to an additional 8 more apps for a total of 32. As for the internal storage, you'll have at least 128GB, expandable to 1TB, which should be substantial enough for most users. Alright, so the fourth reason why you should get the Oppo A77s is the display and speakers. Another important factor when choosing the right smartphone is the quality of the display and speakers. The display of the Oppo A77s features a decent 6.56-inch HD+ 720x1612 resolution LCD panel and a 90Hz refresh rate panel. Granted, the contrast level and blacks are not as deep as an AMOLED panel, but the colors, details, sharpness, and overall viewing angles are still pretty good and more than sufficient for any casual media consumption and gaming. Now, most smartphones in this price range still feature a lowly single downward firing speaker, which to be fair is decent enough for casual media consumption. However, it still lacks that extra punch of a dual steer speaker configuration. Luckily, the Oppo A77s isn't one of those. It features not only a dual steer speaker system, taking advantage of the earpiece, but also boasts a higher than usual volume. This makes media consumption and gaming more immersive than usual. Alright guys, I'm finally ready to give you my full review of probably the best mechanical keyboard rack Gears has to offer, and arguably the best amongst all local brands here in the Philippines, the highly anticipated Rack Haribon. Okay, so the fifth reason why you should get the Oppo A77s is the 5000 mAh battery with 33W SuperVOOC fast charging support. A dead powerful and stylish smartphone is still a dead and useless smartphone. Having a substantial battery capacity and fast charging capability is definitely a must, especially in today's application demand. Pretty much everything we do on a daily basis involves the use of a smartphone. Luckily, the Oppo A77s not only has a substantially big 5000 mAh battery, but also features a decent 33W SuperVOOC fast charging capability that allows users to charge up to 50% in just less than half an hour, aside from the regular full day battery life. As per my testing, it can last up to at least 10 hours or so, which is really nice. This means depending on your use case, it can easily last the entire day. And charging it using the included 33W SuperVOOC charger from 10% to 100% takes about an hour and 10 minutes, which is not bad at all. And last but not the least, the sixth reason why you should consider the Oppo A77s is the camera quality. While the Oppo A77s only features 2 camera modules, one of which is just a 2MP depth camera, the 50MP main camera is good enough for most cases with a nifty feature up its sleeve. It can actually shoot up to 108MP in Extra HD mode, which gives images a whole lot of detail and clarity. Like with the gaming aspect of the Oppo A77s, the camera quality is also one of its aspects that I set lower expectations, again given the limited set of options here. However, I was surprised by the image quality of the photos I've taken, especially on a bright sunny day. I'm impressed by how the Oppo A77s processes the images with a balanced high dynamic range effect. The screen preview while composing your shots doesn't even give justice to it, but after the image is processed, I'm pretty sure you'll be satisfied with the result. As you can see in the sample photos, there are no blown highlights or crushed shadows, everything is well exposed and balanced. Granted, it may not look as natural as anyone would hope for, but if you prefer great images out of the camera without the need for further post-processing, then you will be delighted with this. However, the lack of ultra-wide-angle lens is certainly a bummer. It makes mobile photography a challenge with this phone. Also, like most budget to mid-range phones, it also struggles a bit under low-light environments with noticeable image noise and softer overall detail, but with good lighting, it takes great photos. Selfies are also fairly decent, especially in good lighting condition, with noticeably flattering images. We also have a bunch of in-camera app face modifications and filters, should you choose to go that route. Now, as additional info, the Oppo A77s features ColorOS 12.1 based on Android 12, which is relatively lightweight and only has a few pre-installed apps out of the box, which you can easily uninstall if you deem necessary. Browsing through the user interface is quite smooth thanks to the decent hardware inside, partnered with a substantially smooth 90Hz refresh rate. I have no major complaints about the user interface, as not only it is lightweight, but it's also fairly familiar and intuitive to use. Overall, for its price, it's still a viable option. And there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this quick feature video provided you with a good set of reasons to finally grab the Oppo A77s. The Oppo A77s is now available at Oppo's official Shopee and Lazada stores linked below. Obviously, this is not a full review since Oppo sponsored this video, and as usual, if a video is sponsored, I'll always let you know. With that being said, let me know in the comments below if you have a particular smartphone in mind that you want me to review. Maybe we can let it happen. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you appreciate this video, and see you next time. Have a great day, guys. You're awesome.